Hello and welcome to my temporary office. If you're tempted to click off, scroll elsewhere, watch another video, just remember, that's exactly the attitude that got you in this mess in the first place. I'm going to tell you what I did and the results, so please listen to what I have to say. Because not only will you have the training and nutritional plan, but you'll understand the factors that make you do what you do. Okay? So, section 1, how did we get here? How did I get to 85 kilos? I ate whatever I wanted. People are not afraid to feed you. They take it as a challenge. As an adult, I had to learn living, and the harder, the longer the hours, the more emotionally tired I was. Not physically necessarily, but mentally. This is the secret to self-destruction, your attitude. It's not that I didn't care, but I was angry that I was stuck. I was emotionally tied to the story of being miserable and not attached to the idea of being successful in anything. It was for other people, not for me. And that's the fundamental mindset you need to change. Section 2, your mind is a garden. So you're tired, frustrated, overwhelmed. Modern life is ruthless. So let's start from the beginning. I'd gotten to 85 kilos despite still training martial arts, gymnastics, weightlifting, running. When given the news of how fat I was, I started to run 2 miles 4 or 5 times a week. I ran as fast as I could, even getting a personal best of 6 minutes 16. I would spend about 16 minutes, 17 minutes overall running 2 miles. That only got me down to 82 kilos, and I plateaued. After nearly a year of that, I finally decided to adapt visualization into the mix. One night, unable to sleep, I lay in bed thinking what it would be like to be 72 kilos again. I felt relieved and excited. I'm enthusiastic about my training now, and I'm comfortable not wearing a shirt. Something I wasn't thinking or feeling at the time. I fell asleep thinking about it. And I routinely started to talk to myself that I was 72 kilos. Didn't contradict myself by thinking negatively about myself or getting worked up about being fat. Section 3, it's not the exercise. Around that same week, which was the run up to Christmas 2024, my missus introduced me to the Instagram account of Eddie Abu. I vaguely remember Eddie from some bodybuilding magazines in the early 2000s, and she'd been on about him for a while. I never really paid any attention. I already knew everything, didn't I? I already knew what to do, I just wasn't doing it.
So I strongly suggest that you wake the fuck up.
So my missus told me about Eddie's 7-day challenge, where you're eating a fats-based diet as opposed to carbohydrates. So no rice, no bread, no potatoes, no noodles, no junk food. Cool. Without changing my training routine, following that diet, I lost 3.4 kilos in 6 days, which was a shock. So, on the 1st of January 2025, we both switched to Eddie's suggested diet. But I must emphasise that we only purchase whole foods, and we're ignoring any food that's processed. And for the purposes of disclosure, my coaching and stunt work naturally keeps me active. In that first week, my adherence to the diet was not strict. I had at least one evening that week where I drank neat whiskey. But this is the diet breakdown. At noon, I'd eat typically 2 eggs and an avocado, maybe half an avocado. After work at around 8:30 p.m, I'd eat meat and veg. So for example, steak and salad, chicken and vegetables, pork roast dinner, just no potatoes. And here we go. This is what I mean. Let us begin.
Kill him right fucking now.
Tea, cordial, steak, chicken, pork, lamb, eggs, duck eggs, burgers minus the bun, lettuce, cucumber, tomatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, carrot, beetroot, just watch the sugar that it comes in, mushrooms, cheese, olives. The last two, cheese and olives, are my snack foods. This is an important caveat. I'd eat as much cheese and olives as I wanted. And you can also eat nuts, but I personally can't. I also use Himalayan rock salt, partly to adjust to eating to avocados. In the beginning, I was very skeptical about eating avocados, but that was a massive game changer for me. Himalayan rock salt, pink salt stuff. That doesn't mean I've cut out junk food completely, but I'm eating whole foods first, avoiding processed versions completely, and then I don't really feel like I want to cheat. I don't want to snack. I'm full already. Then I preoccupy myself with work or training. You can save yourself a lot of heartache by avoiding boredom and avoiding having junk food physically in your house. Just don't have it there to begin with. The initial weeks were tough, but the idea that I only needed to complete a week and snacking on cheese and olives, that really helped me out, really saved my sanity. Sitting watching TV just wasn't working. I didn't restrict the portion sizes. If I was hungry, I'd eat loads of chicken and salad. Then if I was still hungry, I'd eat some cheese or whatever. I just avoided sugary foods, processed foods and takeaways. If we eat out, for example, curry, then we'll have like a mixed grill, just meat, and have the salad. No rice, no naan bread, no chips. If I do have junk food, like my mates want beer and pizza, then I do it. No messing about, no fucking around, no, just get on with it, do it. The next day, I go back to having my eggs and avocado. Just go right back to plan. On the screen, you're going to see my complete weekly breakdown of what it is I'm doing and when. I'll also include a link to an at-home workout you can do anywhere, which you can adapt to suit your needs. So, the big secret all along is that you cannot out-train a bad diet. That's it. If you're overweight, you are stuffing your face with non-foods. Foods that aren't doing anything for your body. It's processed stuff, it's sugar, it's just not helping you. But the key to changing that is recognizing that you can't eat it all. If you eat the whole foods first, then you won't want to eat the processed foods. Like I said, I got this from Eddie Abu, so go check him out. It really isn't anything new. This is intermittent fasting and a ketogenic diet. It's all stuff I'm sure you've heard before. But none of it will matter until you accept the idea of yourself already being your target body weight. And that has to be your training regimen. That meditation, that little thought ticking over in your brain, that's your process. That's your regime. Nothing else. So, in conclusion, 1, it starts with a routine meditation visualization. 2, don't focus on your portion sizes. Focus on eating whole, unprocessed foods. I'm serious. That one you gotta fucking do. You cannot out-train a bad diet.
Wake the fuck.
3, don't fret about mistakes. Just go back to the routine. 4, then you can do your training. Once again, here is my diet and training plan on the screen. It'll no doubt change again at some point. I'll link to Eddie's Instagram, namely his 7-day challenge, but it's all right there. And I'll also link a workout video that you can follow along to if you wish. Good luck.